guys, welcome back. It is my podcast, The Danny Dot Show, and I'm just fresh back from a wee adventure to Christchurch. I do apologise I wasn't here last week. I don't know, I just got home on the Sunday and I thought, spreading myself too thin, and I don't want to lack a podcast being decent because I'm traveling around and being, I don't know, too social for my own good. Yeah. But no, it was good. And I had a friend here from Australia, Mel. She's so lovely, but really quiet, and she really wouldn't have gone on the podcast. She's one of those friends that I will audio note her, but she won't audio note back. She would rather type. I respect that, but I didn't ask her to come on the pod, and therefore I was like, I think it might be a bit weird if she watches me record one. I don't know. It wouldn't have worked. Anyway, so where have I been in the past 10 days? Wow, we went to Christchurch on a road trip, went to Electric Avenue. It was cool. It's one of those concerts that the majority was Kiwi acts, which was fine. I hadn't seen Shapeshifter in many, many years. And I actually hadn't seen 660 since maybe 2013 at the World Bar here in Queenstown when they were babies. So that was cool. And obviously we had Chemical Brothers, which was the lead act. Again, really crazy to see that live. I don't know what I was expecting with that, but the light show and the Big Red Devil, that was not what I was expecting. It was phenomenal. I fully just rate the Chemical Brothers maybe a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. I wasn't drunk or off chops or anything. I was just standing there watching it, and it was cool. But also it was the end of the day and I was hungry, so went back to the hotel and got my Uber Eats. Did enjoy a beef chow mein at the end of the night after 10 hours of walking around a paddock. So I don't know if you guys know this, but what I'm really good at is picking shit hotels. I don't know how I overlooked this, but the hotel in Christchurch was the perfect location, 5 minutes from Hagley Park, where Electric Avenue was. However, I remember the day of us leaving for Christchurch, I glanced on an email that was from the hotel that said, there's no on-site parking, but also that the bathrooms weren't in the bedrooms. And I just thought, oh, shit, my friend Mel is going to lose her shit because she hates when I book hotels and I just overlook these kinds of things. And I've done it before. We've stayed in multiple hotels where we think that it's 2 beds or a fold-out couch. I've actually stayed in a hotel that had padlocks on the fold-out couch. It just wasn't going to open, unless we paid $100 to get it to open. So no, when we found out the bathroom was outside the hotel room, I was like, is it a shared environment? What? I can't even envision this. But no, it was this really cool 3-4 story hotel that had just been refurbished, I'd say, renovated. And I don't know why they did this, but they put the the hotel room door, and then as you opened it to the right was your bathroom. And there was 4 bedrooms on each level at the end that was, they had their bathrooms outside their doors. They just weren't in the room. It was weird. I can't even deal. However, when we first got to the hotel, our bathroom door was locked, and I said to our neighbour, I don't care what anyone says, I'm not using any tools to open that door in case someone's OD'd or carked it in the bathroom. I'll wait till a service attendant comes up and sorts it out, but I'm not opening that door and looking at what's in there. I'm so not a city girl. I freak out and I think, but no, it did eventually get open sort of a day and a half later, and everything was fine until after Electric Ave when I had a shower and we realised why the door was locked. It was because the shower doesn't drain. So I made a little bath in the bathroom. Whoopsies. But no, look, it was really great and it was a cool location, so it wasn't the worst thing. It was just weird. I don't know how I feel about having to always check your bathroom to make sure that you've taken all of your bits and pieces. The fear of leaving worn undies on the floor of the bathroom, it just triggered me. I couldn't. And Mel has just said to me upon leaving for back to Australia, she says, you're never booking a hotel room again, and we are never staying somewhere that has single beds or a bathroom outside the room. It's just stupid. And I was like, Jesus, we're really showing our age if we can't do that. But no, it was cool. And then when we came back to Queenstown, we went up Walter Peak, up the top of the lake on the Earnslaw, which is something I haven't done before, and it was so good. A little bit pricey. I was a little bit hesitant, obviously. $180. I thought, oh God, do I need to go on a boat that's going to cost almost $200? But the food was phenomenal. Like that buffet and the location, oh my gosh, for someone that's been on a not a strict diet of late, but obviously keeping an eye on what she's been consuming, to see this buffet that was like $80, I thought, nah, flag it, it's home kill, I don't care, I'll eat it. I ate so much pork crackle and lamb and beef, and the cheese board was stunning, and the desserts, oh my gosh, I'm still thinking about the tiramisu. Something about me and coffee and chocolate that just go hand in hand. Honestly, 10 out of 10, recommend it. Farmer Will, he is a hot stunner of a guy. He shears sheep, and yeah, he was fun. But also the captain of Earnslaw steamship, I apologise for waiting this long to go on the damn boat. He made such a big bloody deal about it too. Don't wait till 25 years have passed to do it again. And I was like, oh, shut up. I'm not paying $200 to go again. But no, look, it was great. I'd probably give it like an 8, 9 out of 10, 100% easy. We went up the gondola. I don't know if I recommend it. They're doing renovations and they're done in 2025, 2026. There is a lot of scaffolding, and it's just like an unhinged amount of like climbing stairs and everything else to get around at the moment. But also, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's like this weird lack of etiquette at the moment about getting into each other's gondola cars. So me and Mel are only 2 and it's a 10-seater. So obviously when we went up, we were by ourselves. People understood the whole keeping space thing apart. And there's always going to be another gondola coming around. It's not a big deal to rush. But as we were leaving the gondola to come down, people jumped in. And it was like one of these like sliding door moments where I couldn't get out of the gondola cart fast enough, but also the door's shut and I got stuck. I just sat there laughing. I was like, oh my God, there's like randoms in the gondola and I can't get out. And we wanted to take photos and they were blocking the view. Oh, murder. But also the chickie at the counter at the start, she says that, you know, when you buy your gondola ticket and it's 2 luge rides, not 1, you can't share your luge go-kart rides. You have to do the 2. When we actually got up to the luge, I didn't want to do it because I've got a bad knee, and it was all like a bit of a drama because I'll obviously walk up to where they get on the luge go-karts, but I didn't need to go on it. I could have walked down. And the wee chickie out there, she let Mel, who had the ticket that had the 2 luge rides on it, share her luge ride with me, so I got to go. And I don't know, she was just a really cool chick, and she said, oh, do you want to have a short stop where you pull the handlebar back on the go-kart just a little bit short so it doesn't because bang into my knees? And I was like, far out, yeah, that's awesome that you thought of that. And yeah, she was just really lovely, but I was not dressed for the luge, so I had to wear my PJ bottoms over my dress. That was a nightmare. But no, look, I think it's really fun when you have a visitor because then you get to do all the weird cool shit that you can pretend to be a tourist and get really involved in, and I really enjoyed that. It must have been like 10 years since I'd been up the gondola, and back then it was $39 with 5 luge rides. Now it's like $71 with 2 luge rides. I was like, whoa, inflation. But no, it was really cool. And I definitely recommend if you're, getting some visitors or whatnot to take them up to gondola. Just bear in mind there are renovations and it sucks. And then obviously when we came home, I thought, oh, it's a 30-degree day. Let's go to Omakau. Omakau is this weird, how would you describe it? It's about 30 minutes from Cromwell, just down the road, inland a little bit. My mum had actually never been before. And we went and we had some lunch in the sun, but as say it was 30 degrees and totally kicked our ass and made us really dehydrated. There was rugby on, but we're not doing rugby this season, so I didn't stay. I can never say the team's name, Mitaka Nui, I don't know. They were playing, but yeah, we kept on going and came home and got ready for a bit of a cheese board and a party, which was exciting because I hadn't seen my neighbour in a wee while, and I don't know, just transpired that we went to the nightclub. But no, look, it's been a really great 10 days and I really enjoyed just chilling out and just hanging out, really. It was cool. So I have had a couple of messages just quickly. We'll drop on the personal trainer type stuff. I have successfully lost 8 kilos in 3 weeks, even with Mel as the visitor, and she is an absolute foodie. So I think I managed to keep off 80% due to workout commitment. I did not miss a workout except once. The steps were high. I think Electric Avenue Day was close to 15,000. And then 2 days in Queenstown over the weekend was definitely 13,500 both days. Today being Tuesday, I have started the 75 hard. I stuffed up the days a little bit and I messaged and thought, shit. I think I'm overly excited, but I am really organised and ready to trust the process. But this whole thing, like getting the days wrong, really threw me. I don't know. It was crazy how all of a sudden it started and I suddenly panicked and I hadn't eaten my last chocolate or had my last glass of wine. But I thought, shit, you know what? Who cares? I don't need it. The determination and the drive and the mindset is what I have and that I'm 100% ready. So we are starting today in order to stop on my birthday first night in Sydney because I will be catching up with my crazy Russian boss and his wife. And I'm very excited. So, let's get the show on the road because obviously 75 hard, it's been a long time coming. So, yeah, keep an eye out because I think I'm going to do recaps of my days every 5 days so I'm not like drowning in video content for this. But I know people want to see what happens and the progress and everything else. This morning I went to the gym and I have progressed to weightlifting and I had to buy some weightlifting shoes because seemingly I have locked ankles and inward bending knees. So I'm undoing all of that with decent footwear that just so happened to be traffic cone orange. But I don't hate it. It's all part of the process, but it's not until you have someone that watches you that goes, oh shit, you're really bendy in the old knee section there, Danny. I'm like, uh-oh. So, we've progressed to the weightlifting space. And then I came home and took some progress photos and I was like, oh my gosh, just call Greenpeace now. The progress photo, the first one looks terrible. I can't do this, but I did do it. I'm not going to post it. I'll post it at the end. But no, it's super exciting just to see what's going to happen next. So far, I've drunk 2.5 litres of water out of, I think, 3. It might be 4. I don't know how many I'm supposed to drink. Where's the bloody matrix thing I'm supposed to follow? No alcohol, no cheat meals, 2 workouts a day. I've done 1. I'm going for a walk at 4:30 with Mum. I've got to read 10 pages of a self-help book, which was really stimulating because it's got to be something that's non-fiction. And I don't really care. Like, I'll read anything. I'm kind of one of those people that, well, I suppose everyone does it. When they do 75 hard, it's hard to fall into that reading something that's going to make you feel like you need to reflect upon yourself. It's never easy to hear. And when I was talking to Mel, she's actually doing it at the same time I am. She's already done it before, but she struggles with the book stuff. And I don't know, I sort of like said to her, I think maybe we should get books based on affirmations for self-love and make sure that we love ourselves and, you know, start complimenting our bodies and whatnot, because it's something that I definitely lack. It's easy just to say there's these flaws that I don't like, but at the end of the day, like, this is my body. And I'm just sitting here like, can't change too much about it. I mean, I'm going to try and fix different things that I feel aren't so much broken, just could use a bit of work. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm standing in front of the mirror naked and saying, I love my body, but if it comes to that, I might just have to do it. So anyway, this is the money edition. It is something that I'm very passionate about. It's something quite fresh in my mind. I've had quite a few people come up to me and say, how are you doing this digital marketing thing? I have shared once that my financial situation has definitely improved because I've done this. And I don't know, a lot of messages were like, how? I mean, that's so much money to make, but people will buy anything. And it scared me when people started messaging saying, Danny, how are you doing this? I'm literally on the bones of my ass about to be homeless if my rent increases anymore. Because in my mind, like, I'm always one to have my hand in all the pies. I am always striving for the next trend, the next conspiracy theory. I love all that shit. I'll always like try new things. And I mean, I just feel like we are always aimlessly scrolling on our phones, not searching for anything directly. But it's so interesting if you think about how big the social media presence is. And I am just like laughing quietly to myself because the roadmap course that I brought is the only thing that I've actually ever put time and money into. I've never had a side hustle except for Sharesies. And Sharesies isn't even a side hustle. That's just something you put money into that you hope grow in different managed funds or whatever. But, you know, ways to make money start with you and an idea. So wouldn't it be really great if like someone just, I don't know, became viral that made a shitload of money and it was easy? And how do we do that? It's interesting. So the roadmap, I will just touch on that quickly. There is 260 videos on how you can market anything. Of the 260, I favorited 110 and built everything I know around those 110 videos. 12 of my friends have started this roadmap course with me. I am their mentor, and I'm beyond excited to see what they make of it with their own businesses and ideas, because there's people in hospo, hairdressing, carpet cleaning, just general house cleaning, trades that obviously want to grow their business. And I do think that people that have an idea, whether it be any of those, it's exciting to A, have more employees, and B, have a customer base that if you took a 2-week holiday, your business can run automatically. And you could just be that person that created something and you had like a 2IC. And I think everyone deserves that. It's so good. So how do we get there? For me, I told you all in season 1 that I didn't want to monetize my podcast, and that's not what I was doing. Like, I would never push a product on anyone. I'm not an influencer. I'm more someone that tries a lot of things and obviously can have a bit of a recommendation just to let people know what works, what doesn't, what to spend money on and what you shouldn't. I'm not paid in any of those sorts of types of things, and I would just I would feel terrible if something didn't work for someone, let's be honest. But no, I think in my 36 years, the only thing that I've actually tried to ever make money on would be reselling clothes, and that was a nightmare. I don't recommend, 1 out of 10. In 2017, I tried to on eBay in Australia. Nightmare. Oh, complaints, people complaining about holes and hemlines dropping. And I mean, I'm 6'3", so obviously there had been maintenance on some items. I don't even know why people wanted to buy from me. I actually had a drag queen buy a New Year's dress off me once. he sent me the loveliest card of thanks to say, you know, got the dress, everything's all good. I thought, oh my God, the thing was missing sequins and everything. I only wore it once. But no, it's quite hard to discuss just because Australia and New Zealand is quite slow on the space of how to grow things socially, and we're not influence type countries where, like in Australia, they send PR packages, you tell your friends all about it, you make a buck. So it is funny to think that you really have to have a niche, and it's such a big question because like, what are you passionate in and how can you make it be creative for you? For me, I was really interested in the digital space. Sorry, I think I had something fluffy on my top. I was interested in the digital space just because I could use a program called Canva. And Canva is a website where you can create digital products using templates. I don't know if you've ever deep dove on Canva, but it's super creative, and they do a 30-day free trial, which is fabulous. That's where you get to learn how you do all this kind of shit. But it triggered something in me because I'm one of those people that has a lot knowledge, wisdom, I don't know. And I created a podcast guide. It was an ebook about how to start a pod. I didn't have any training at the start, you guys. You guys knew that. I had a shitty xylophone sort of tone that was bing, bing, bing. It was kind of like an airport. But no, I had sort of a little bit of help, but that help told me to stockpile my pods, which absolutely did not work for me because you guys know that I have so much happen all the time that I can't just, I don't know, plan and record podcasts that go like 5 deep and just post them every week. And it needs to be relevant. I don't know. So I made this podcast ebook on how I started just to get people who want to give it a go a bit of an idea. I put it up on my Stan Store, and there are different websites where you can sell digital items. Stan Store works for me because I can do links to my brother's crane truck, my podcast, and different digital items. It's like a whole thing. And people started buying this podcast guide, and I wasn't doing anything. But then also I started an Etsy store using some of those digital products, which is something that is really big in Australia, not so much in New Zealand. Honestly, I started making candle and wine bottle wraps, so you could print out these slogans and whatnot and sticky tape them to wine bottles, and they were only temporary things. They're not like, an actual wine bottle label where you're committed to making it nice. I mean, I suppose you probably could print them out using one of those Cricut machines from Spotlight, but we're not going down the path of actually printing an item as such. It's more creating it in a digital space. And so I also used Printify, which is a really great clothing company, to design hoodies and t-shirts and crop tops. I think I even designed like a Stanley mug sticker. It's been so long now, like it's a set and forget. I did it and then I walked away. But yeah, I actually made a Daddy Issues hoodie, which was really funny. I think it's a black hoodie with white writing. My co-worker came up with the idea. He's quite funny in that sense. But yeah, everyone has daddy issues, so that sold a few. But it kind of had this really cool flow-on effect. And then you got to stop and think, how do people see or hear about this Etsy store, or how do they see or hear about my Stan Store? This is where it gets a little bit sticky and confusing, and I completely understand because even 6 weeks on, I'm still wrapping my head around it. But back in the day when you used to be interested in something, did we not Google something? Like, you would Google a company or whatnot, and whatever came to the top of the list is the one that was probably the one everyone used. And that's how we understood that it was an honest or reputable bloody business. So how do you get your Etsy store or your business seen? And it's crazy to think that these days it's all about hashtags and algorithms, because back in, like, I don't know, was it the 90s? When you clicked on a business on Google, it went to the top, and there was people that were paid to click on different businesses to keep them relevant and keep them at the top of the page. For Etsy, there's actually websites, and one of which is called Erank, and I'm still trying to figure it out. It's so crazy. You literally design a product. It could be anything. Take, for example, my ebook on podcasting. You put into that Erank page what your item is, just in a brief line, ebook, podcast. It would throw out all the hashtags that were relevant and that people were like searching for, so that you could attach your digital items to that hashtag and then people would see it. That kind of works as well on TikTok. TikTok is crazy because I think it's 1,000 views is $1. I have 3 accounts. I'm just testing the reach and creativity aspect still. TikTok says to keep posting a video a day for 30 days in order to really gain momentum, which is something I haven't done. I plan to do, I just can't find time to do. But also I think it will be something organic I don't really realize that I am doing. It was just, I don't know. I have my personal TikTok, it's been going since 2018. I don't post any videos myself. The Danny.podcast one is the one I'm trying to wrap my head around and put myself out there, but it's terrifying. And then I made a completely anonymous one that was a hoot. It has a really crappy photo of something, I think it's a cat with a wine glass on its head. And I made this video, which was half a page using Canva, where I don't know if this is like a thing, but I saw that people were really captivated in true stories where they have to watch the screen. So half the screen is actually a car flying through the sky. I got it off YouTube. It was like a gaming video. It was weird. And then the other half of the page is the font and it's telling a story. That is how I managed to withdraw a couple of $100 out of TikTok, because that got that many views and it was something so silly. But also I think if you have like your first account with TikTok, they throw your video out there further because it's your first one, and they probably want to set like a good impression as to how many people could watch your videos. It's up to you to maintain it, which is terrifying. So no, that was really weird. And I think if you were in the sort of realm of learning how to, I don't know, cook, and you wanted to do cooking videos, you could use Erank to see what the trending hashtags were around cooking, but also like for cleaning companies and hairdressings and all that type of stuff. It just builds clientele and there's interest, which is really exciting. So yeah, that's not really how you make money as such. I do think that if you made something you were passionate in an ebook, that's how you're going to end up with people buying products that don't take you like 1,000 views to get $1. You'd have to go viral, and I just don't think people have the time these days. But it's one of those things. If you are lacking creativity, get a Canva account and design something. 30 days free. People are earning $10,000 a month starting with something they created and resold. And that leads me on to master resale rights, which is this, I think it's a new thing. I don't really understand it too much at the moment. The roadmap course has master resale rights, which is a legality that means that you can resell the course. It's really good because obviously there are a lot of courses out there that do come with master resale. So you can put those courses in your store and resell them after you've done the course. So essentially you're just building up this really great understanding of whatever, really, marketing, affiliate marketing. However, the newest thing that I think will be a lot of interest to a lot of people is UBC. Stands for Ultimate Branding Course. It's basically people, whoever, I don't even know, they send you their products, you make content for them and promote it if they need. But there are websites that you use their pictures and place those items on those pictures if you don't have an aesthetic home, which is something I don't have. I mean, my house is not my house, it's not my design, it's my mum and my brother. But I think it's really interesting that you can reach out to businesses that you like, such as, like, for me, I love Jumping Goat Whiskey and Vodka. I reached out to them and I told them that, you know, we're down here in Cromwell, just 30 minutes out of Queenstown, love the product. She sent me like a pourer thingy for the bottle and some hoodies and some t-shirts, not to like make content out of. But I think if you had like a really great email template that was just like, hey, like your product, just wondering if you need some content, I will be happy to provide some examples. You could build up this whole thing, and they pay so much. Oh my gosh. Everyone that's like a small business that wants to get their name out will honestly reach out for help in any which way. So I do think that the UBC is definitely something that people should get into. It's interesting and it's new. People don't do it. But then again, you probably should find your niche, and that's, something like health and fitness, beauty, or gardening, where you can just Google that and see what's in your country and start the ball rolling, sending out emails. And sometimes it's just word of mouth. I don't know. But everyone, you've got to stop aimlessly scrolling and start getting paid. It's a thing, and I'm so excited. So how do we feel about how we can kind of get the ball rolling with some digital marketing? Is anyone lost? I feel like I've just waffled, but it's a lot of information, especially if you're interested and it's new, but you're kind of confused. And quite frankly, I would tell you to go to my website, danny.digital.com. However, I'm about to pull the website and start another one because it gives me anxiety and I don't think it gives the right impression. But yeah, it's one of those things where everything's trial and error. So if we recap as to what we've done, we have talked about how we could implement $1,000 roadmap course into our businesses, which is, yeah, look, you could do that. But at the end of the day, who wants to fork out $1,000? Etsy is a store that you could sell your digital items that you created off Canva. And that would be something that you automatically easily get paid for. You don't have to provide a product. It's just a PDF download, but it's something that you've put work into. You could be on TikTok, 1,000 views for $1. I would say have multiple accounts and just throw stuff out there. Use a couple of hashtag websites like Erank. They actually call it SEO, search engine optimization. And it's a whole thing. You could Google it and just see what they have to say about different trends of the day. I struggle to keep up with that because I just feel like if it's a hashtag, it should just stay a trending hashtag. It shouldn't fall off. But then it's probably like a 15-minute hashtag these days, right? Sharesies, it's a way to make money. Pop in $10 a week. Just, don't look at it every day. Set and forget. But also Google things like digital stores such as Stan Store. And there is actually a new one I was just looking at the other day. Hold up 2 seconds. No, that's not it. It's called Pensight, Pensight, and it says creators launch your knowledge business in minutes. So it's exactly the same concept as the Stan Store, where it's like $25 a month. You put all of your items and your links to websites that you want to have people go to. They click on them. I don't know. It's a whole thing. I think my Stan Store has like 6 books in it. And yeah, I'm pulling a fair bob every single week. And I just sit there and think, I created that stuff in January and I haven't touched anything since. I think I even put like 2 things on sale because I was like, oh, I feel bad. But no, definitely fall down the rabbit hole of the Ultimate Branding course if you wanted to get into marketing for small businesses and have I would use ChatGPT to generate a Ultimate Branding course email template, and then just Google companies that you think you'd like to work for if they send you their product. There's no point in them sending you some shit, I don't know, kombucha, and you're just like, oh, it tastes like feet, I can't promote this. You don't have to tell your friends and family about it. You just basically make content, and there's so many websites that have free templates, and then you just send them your ideas and they advertise with them and people, I don't know, buy from them. But you don't even have to push that on your family and friends, which I think is really great because there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than pushing a product. Or if you wanted to be a faceless digital marketer, which is kind of what I'm doing. It's terrifying being on TikTok, and I know that you get a lot more ground covered if people can see your face, but quite frankly, that video where that weird car was flying through the sky and there was text on the screen, that made so much money and there was no face of mine on that. I don't think people need to see my face. listen, we have tried to film the podcast and it just doesn't work with my life. If I had to record the pod, I don't think it would ever get like a video recording ever complete, because I would panic that I don't know where the camera is. It's just the whole thing. So faceless marketing is huge. And I definitely just think if you were interested in it, Google it, see what they are doing about it. Yeah, I love it all. I just remember, you guys, making $10,000 is easier than saving $10,000. So absolutely start getting into this type of environment if you are interested. And I know that you are, because it's easy and you don't have to do anything or sell a product. I mean, God, it would be terrible if everyone was drop shipping like High Smile toothpaste or something stupid. I'd be so psycho at everyone. You don't have to store products at your house or, rely on Chinese made things to make a buck. But I do think that the digital side of things will make you some side hustle and you can be proud of it. And I want everyone to live in their houses, not in their cars. So please listen to me. Anyway, I might wrap this up here because I'm waffling, but I hope this kind of drummed up a little bit of an idea as to what I'm doing and my understanding. If you are interested, please reach out about the roadmap course if you want the whole shebang and to learn exactly how I've done this, because you can do the cheat way. I just think the knowledge behind such a course will create such an understanding that you just don't stress about missing things. But yeah, 260 videos on these topics is far more than my 35-minute bloody podcast. But as I say, I'm going to pull my website down and redo it because it looks a bit naff and I can do better. So, yeah, take care, everyone, and don't forget, we can all make some money in 2024. I'm excited to hear what goes on and how you all do it, but please reach out. As always, available on Instagram messages, and I will chuck some stuff up in the bio as always. But take care, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye!